What's going on, y'all? So today we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance on the mowers, spring maintenance, including oil change, air filter, fuel filter, spark plugs. And I got them all outside of the shop right now. I'm going to just go ahead and crank them all up. That way they can run a little bit, warm up that oil. That way they can all drain out real good. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to get right after it. So normally I'll go ahead this time of the year, pick up some oil, air filters, fuel filters, all that stuff. And I usually buy it separately, but I noticed they make these kits at the dealership and it has everything you need for the particular engine you're servicing. So it's pretty cool. I have 4 mowers that have the oil guard system in it, and this is what these kits are designed for. And this one here is for just the spin-on style oil filter with just a 3-quart capacity. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these up. I'll show you what it looks like in there. So it comes with your air filter, your 15W50 Vanguard oil. It's full synthetic. And I'd be lying to you if I tell you how much these kits are. I really don't know. I don't remember. I just bought them all at once. And this is the spin-on filter for the little 28 horsepower Vanguard we're doing. We also have the fuel filter and the spark plugs right here. So like I said, everything you need. Just throw all this back in for now. And then I'll show you what's in this one. They've been doing these kits, these service kits for a while. I just used to always buy it separately. I don't know why. I think this is a lot easier, seems like. So you have your oil guard oil filter, your air filter, and of course the fuel filter and spark plugs. Right here you got your 15W50 5 quarts. So that's what that looks like. All right, what I'm going to attempt to do here is drain the oil out of all the mowers at the same time. So I got a jug on each one. Got a 12-quart jug here. I'm going to drain into that one. This is just a 2-quart capacity right here we're going to be draining, so it's just a small pan. Now I have the big pan here, another big pan, and medium-sized pan. Hopefully this one holds all of that in there. So the only tool that you need to change the oil on these oil guard systems here, you can just twist this right here just to break. I'll show you in a second what that looks like. right, now that I got it broken loose, under here there's just a little brass fitting just to keep dirt or stuff from getting in there. And then right here, you may have to use pliers to break it loose too. There's just a little valve you turn. I'll show you that in a second. But you just turn it, open it all the way up. Make sure your pan is underneath there and you don't get it all over your floor. All right, I'm gonna set this right here. And I'll show you what that looks like up close. So right here, you just turn this little valve counterclockwise till it's all the way open. And you'll see it start to drain underneath here after you remove the little brass cover on the bottom. Like I said, sometimes you gotta use some pliers to break it loose. It'll get stuck. And I'm gonna do the same thing right here, except it's on this side. And I'm gonna go underneath, take the brass fitting off. I'm gonna drain that one. All right, 2 down. Guess I'll go ahead and drain this one next. So this one here has just this little hose that pokes out. I must check, see what size that is. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. So we got 11/16 on the big part. I'm gonna just use a crescent wrench on this one. Break that loose. All right. So once you pull this little plug out, it's not gonna start rushing out or anything as long as you leave it facing up. Just set this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get me a little small oil filter, funnel, and I'm just gonna wedge it in between the tire and the deck, and then I'm gonna just stick that hose in that funnel, and that way it'll start draining down. I'll show you what that looks like right there. So I got my pan underneath, and I just got this little old funnel wedged in between the tire and the deck. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on the Z3X. Let's see, are you in frame here? Yeah. So right here, same principle, pretty much. Just get this hose out, and that way it can drop way down here. You want to take this brass cover off. You might have to use a set of pliers. Just to break it loose. There you go. And again, set of pliers just to kind of twist this, break it loose. And let me make sure you can see what's going on here. I'll back you up. All right, that's better. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower this down to right here. We'll see how it drains. This will be a first time for me with using this pan. So I got it opened up. And we're draining in. So that's good. All right. Let's move to that mower over there. All right. Same thing over here. Use some pliers. Go. Let's see if I can get this to going without making a mess. There it goes. Draining out. You don't have to unscrew it all the way, but you know, until you start seeing a steady flow. And I'm just gonna see if I can get it in there. There we go. That way it won't go anywhere. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is open up the reservoir right here. It has this little tie wrap. That's just to keep it from doing that and opening up on you while you're mowing. So take the lid off. And again, you may have to use pliers because sometimes they get a little stiff, but you want to turn this counterclockwise until you get it all the way open. And you'll see the little locks to unlock it. You don't want to jerk too hard because right here, all will come messing everything up. But there you go right here. You got that loose. I'm gonna just set that right here. All right, for this one, I'm just gonna pull the little dipstick out. Go ahead and clean it off, set it up here. That way the oil can vent and flow out easier. And go ahead and get this one. All right, same thing right here. I'm gonna take this tie wrap off. Turn this. That right there. Unlock the filter. Break it loose. And just let that drain down. So if you're unfamiliar with all guard systems, it's supposed to be once a year or every 500 hours. I change it every year. So the sit down mowers here, this will be the first time I'm changing them since I put these racks on here. Take this tie wrap off first. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up. And turn the oil filter. Hopefully I can do it without taking the basket off. All right. So I got that one broke loose and draining. We'll see if we can get that out without removing the basket. I'll definitely be able to take this one out because it's just right here. No problem there. I'm gonna move on and change the air filter now. Just gonna take these releases off, pull it off. So normally I change these at least every year. Probably be a good idea to change these every year as well, but I know I just swapped these out a few months ago, so I'm not gonna go ahead and replace those. And those don't come with the kits, but these do. Go ahead and make sure you put top up here and the little rubber bill at the bottom. Make sure you got it seated right. And that's done. Just go ahead and swap these spark plugs. Go ahead and pull the boot off. I like to use two hands to pull them off because sometimes they'll tear on you. So you just want to be careful with that. So I have a 5/8 spark plug socket. Go ahead and slide that on the spark plug. Let's see if I can use this to make it a little easier. Wow, that broke off. Broke the spark plug off. Probably not a good idea, huh? Check that out. But we definitely need a new spark plug now. Go ahead and put a new one in there. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Screw it as far as you can. In there. All right. Go ahead and put your boot back on. Make sure it gets on there, and you'll feel it snap in. Make sure it's tight on there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull this side out. It's not wanting to let go, so move it around a little bit so it'll come out easy. So just like everything I'm doing today, I usually do this every year, whether it needs it or not. Preventative maintenance. Make time for maintenance, or maintenance will make time for you. Let me slide this new one in. All right, slide the boot back on. Make sure it connects good. Snaps on. There's the old spark plug. Let's go ahead and change this fuel filter. You just have these little clips you have to slide, pinch and slide them. Go ahead and take your hose off. You might have to spin it around a little bit and pull like so. There's your little clips. And I'm putting my filter on this side because we're draining out. There we go. So you want to make sure the direction is in the way it's supposed to go. They got an arrow on it, so hard to get it wrong. Like that. There's the arrow pointing this way. That's on. Slide your clips, your clamps. Fuel filter's done. All right, so next thing we'll do is pull the oil filter out. It should be done draining. It's been at least 15 minutes, so go ahead and put this over here. We'll get our jug ready. Oil pan out. Right after you close the valve. So close this valve real good, just in case any drips happen. So we'll go ahead and slide that over. We got the brass fitting we'll put at the bottom. I'm going to use some pliers just to make sure it's snug on there. Wouldn't want it to come unscrewed on you. Okay. Alrighty. That's done. Now what I can do is open my jug up. Make sure you have the valve closed at the bottom. And we'll just pour the 5 quarts in. Another thing I didn't mention is when you take this cap off and the filter out before you pour it in, it's a good idea to make sure you clean all around there. Make sure there's no dirt that'll fall in when you're trying to refill. Fortunately, this one is clean, so don't have to worry about that. All right, poured the whole jug in, all 5 quarts. That was easy. Take my filter, stick it in, line it up with the little grooves, push it down to where it seats, and then turn it. See how it makes a little snap sound? And just turn it, lock it in place. Then you can put your cap back on. And You want to go ahead and get a towel wrap that closed when after the service is complete to make sure this doesn't, unscrew on you. To move on to the next one. All right, same thing here. Gonna inspect this one. It looks pretty dang good. Hold it up to the light. Make sure you don't see any holes going through it. Like I said earlier, good idea to change these every year, but I have already changed those recently. Go ahead and put the new one on. All right. Jug of oil will go over here for later. Oops. Put my oil filter up here for now. Fuel filter. All right, let's change those spark plugs. Hopefully they're not too bad. Looks like it'd be pretty easy. All right, that one came out. So in case I didn't mention it, this is the 28 horsepower Vanguard engine on a 2200 ISX zero turn. And that mower over there is the 37 horse Vanguard on a 3200 zero turn. I think this mower here has close to 1,000 hours on it now. It's a 21 model. And the 3200 over there, it's a 2017 model with 2,500 hours on it. And in case you have a 2200 and this doesn't look familiar to you, this is actually the rear end of a IS 700. And the reason for that is that it's a lot shorter, a lot more low profile, and a lot more access to the engine right here. Because I remember the one that came on the mower was like covered all right here, and it made it kind of difficult. But the main reason I wanted it is because this one's a lot shorter. And for some reason, ever since I put this rear end and I put these grip tires on this mower, it performed a whole lot better on hills and ditches, slopes. So all right, slide this on carefully. You don't want to force it. You want to make sure it lines up right and plugs on right. Sometimes it makes a snap sound, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's on there right though. You just want to make sure. Let's get the other side. So Got a tie wrap sitting right here, keeping that from doing that. I'm gonna put a new tie wrap on it when I'm done, but it's in my way right now. I'm trying to get this loose. It's a little tricky because of this harness. You can't like get in there and twist like you want. Might have to use some pliers. So I'm using some pliers here to grip it a little better, but you want to make sure you don't rip the boot. I've done that before. I'm just trying to get it moving. It's not wanting to come off. It's being a jerk. That didn't sound good. There it goes. That thing was tight on there. This harness is in the way again. Yeah, the old right here. Now you go through access hole, which made it even more difficult. This is a lot easier. There it goes. See if I can get that in there. Make sure you don't cross thread it. There we go. Right. Let's try to get this back on. All right, I think we're on fairly well. I'm gonna take this and tie wrap it back how I had it, just so that's not dangling around. I think that's just a data port for when you have to tune the computer or whatever, I think. Now that's done. Okay, spark plugs are done. Let's get this fuel filter put in. Pinch these little clamps together carefully, like so. And over here, probably be a good idea to turn the fuel off at the gas tank, just to prevent spillage. However, I'm just going to take my chances. See if I can get this off. And put the new filter on right here. Kind of tight quarters right here. And pinch this side in. That's in place. Take this side off. Go ahead and put that on. Like so. And make sure you have the right direction. The arrow, let's see which way it's flowing. So the arrow is coming from the gas tank and into the engine right here. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and add the oil in here after we close the valve. All right, before we add the oil, make sure you close the valve back up right here. Use some pliers just to make sure it's tight. There we go. Go ahead and slide this out. Get your brass cover. Put it back on. And just to be sure, I'm going to use these pliers. All right. Now, we're going to take the old filter out, put this one in. Let me go ahead and get my rag. Let me see what I do with it. There it is. Hopefully I can get this out without removing the basket. It doesn't look like it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna slide this back just like so. There we go. Go ahead and put this in the box. All right, we got a new filter. Make sure this is clean before I stick it in. Actually, before I put the filter in, I'm gonna just pour the oil in, but I want to make sure this neck is clean. Make sure you don't get any trash in there. Go ahead and pour my new oil in. All right, that's the whole jug. Go ahead and get this filter put in. Drop it in. Push it down until it seats. You may have to turn it a little bit till it lines up in those grooves. Like that, and then push it down. And turn it. And that way it's locked in place. Go ahead and get the cap. Put it on. Make sure it lines up correctly. It's not lining up. Why is it not lining up? There it goes. Okay. There we go. Gonna go ahead and put a tie wrap around this. So the dipstick on these all guards, they're right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave them be for now. And after I'm done with all the service on everything, I'm gonna go ahead and run the engines, make sure I don't have any leaks or problems, and then I'll go ahead and check the oil after it's been sitting for a while, make sure it's at the full level, add any if I need to. So go ahead and slide this back in place. I can bolt that back on. I'll check back with you when I'm done with that. All right, let's get those spark plugs out of the Z3X. This one looks like it might be a little difficult because it is tank. So I don't even know how I'm gonna get that out. This might be difficult. Try not to tear the boot. All right, wow, got it out, can't believe it. So I might need a longer extension to get this out. Let me see. Can't get the angle right. Maybe down here. Still can't get the angle right. Let me get a swivel. That's working. All right, let's see if I can get this back in there. It's in a tight spot. Well, that's not really working. Let's see if I can do it with this. I think I got it started. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, that worked. All right. Got that side. Let me put the boot back on. There it goes. That went on good. I guess while I'm here, I'll go ahead and close this up. That's all done draining. Slide this. Put my brass fitting back on. Cover. Give it a little squeeze. A little squeeze. And then right here, make sure you come back on this side of the control arm, whatever arm this is, the deck height adjustment. And there's a hook right here. You just hook it back up here. Like so. We'll go ahead and throw this air filter in too. It's kind of tricky because this is in the way. All of these, I'll replace those just to make sure. But make sure these are in good shape. Go ahead and put this on. Air filter's done. Go ahead and put the oil in. Take the oil filter out. Make sure this is all clean before you put your oil in. All that looks good. All right. Just like this, and then you turn it. Put your towel wrap around right here. Make sure that doesn't come undone. That's that. Let's move on to the other side and get the other spark plug. All right, let's see if we can get the spark plug in. Give it a little twisty and pull. Being a little stubborn. There it goes. Right. Let's see if we can get this one put back in. Don't want to cross thread it. See if I can get it going by hand first. Hopefully that's lined up. I don't like the way that feels. That's why you always start by hand. Make sure it goes in right. Well, that's no good. I think I'm gonna spray a little bit of lubricant on those threads just to make sure. That was a close call. Hopefully I won't have any issues with that coming out or snap back in place. That was a little tough though. All right, let's see if we can get this spark plug out from right here. It looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt because of this oil guard tank. We'll have to see. That's going to be difficult. So it's right here, but I can't get my hand in there to get leverage on it. I can't really get a handle on it. Let's see. There it goes. Good old needle nose. Okay. Get this boot out of the way. Let's see if I can get this plug out.
Eventually.
That was difficult. Now, let's see if I can get this joker in. All right. Let me see. I might pull this off. Ah. Let's see. All right, now that I got these hoses out of my way, let's see if I can get in here and do what I gotta do.
"20 minutes later."
Come on. Ah.
Later.
All right. After fighting with that for so long, I gave up, and because my hand just can't fit in here. And I went to get my wife. I help her open jars, and she helps me screw in bolts in tight spaces. So I got it started, or she got it started. I'll go ahead and tighten it up now. All right. Now let's see if I can get this boot back on it. I'm gonna go ahead and let these hoses back down. Let's see. Got this boot right here. That needs to go under the hoses. All right, got that on. And slide this back in place. $10mm. I think that's a 10mm. Yep. That was difficult, for sure. All right, that's tight. Let's move on to the other side. Let's see if I can do it with these needle nose again. I just did what I wasn't trying to do. So I just tore that boot. That's not good. Hopefully it'll be okay. One problem with that is I don't want water getting in there. So I'm gonna probably get some tape. Probably get some tape and put around that. That's what I did last time and I seem to be okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this back in. All right, got it back on. Spark plugs are in. Let's change the fuel filter. All right, got the fuel filter in. Go ahead and close this up. All the way. Put the brass cap on. Get my pliers and snug it up just a little bit. Just so it doesn't come off. Like so. Go ahead and hook this back up here. Right there. That's done. Take my jug away. Go ahead and pull the filter out. Toss that in the garbage. Clean this off. Got that clean-ish. That looks good. Go ahead and pour my new oil in. right. Put my new filter in, line it up, turn it, make sure it's seated right here, turn it. Put a towel wrap on that. So the dipstick is right here. I'm just going to clean all of this out. I'm not going to worry about checking it right now. I'm going to go ahead and start it up later. Make sure I'm not leaking anywhere. And then I'll let it settle for a while. Then I'll check it, make sure it's at the full level. All right, one more thing. Air filter. Check this one out. I don't remember replacing this one recently, but I don't have one for it. I don't think. I'll replace this later. All right, that's in. And this mower is complete. All right, last mower. Get these spark plugs out. Hopefully. Let's see. Got a tie wrap right here that's giving us his use. Get rid of that. There we go. All right, got it off. Good deal. All right. All right, got that one on. Get these hoses in here. Like so. While we're here, go ahead and change that fuel filter. So if you notice, I've got this little rubber tie wrapped around it because I don't know why, but at some point this rubbed onto this oil cooler and it wore a hole in it. So I tie wrapped it up here and I wanted it closer to right here. And as you can see, it was rubbing here. So I put a piece of rubber between it just for precaution. Try and get this without making a mess. All right, the new filter Come on. New filter goes on. Old filter coming off. There we go. There. Clamp. And clamp. Grab me some tie wraps. Just to protect it from friction. You know, I don't want it to rub and wear a hole onto the through the filter. So this has seemed to work. And I'll put this down here. All right. Filter's done. All right. Let's get on this side. That came off pretty easy. Golly. All right. Get this boot back on. Spark plugs are done. All right. Let's get this all fixed up, finished up. Put my plug back in. Slide this back in place. Take my oil pan away. All right, let's get this oil filter off now. Before I do that, we get a bunch of these paper towels because it's right here. And as soon as I unscrew that, I'm gonna have oil all over the place. So I'm gonna need to catch it as best as possible. And this usually does a pretty good job. Pretty much just saturates the paper towel, but it works. See if I can get this loose. Dang. I don't know why it's so tight. I'm the one who tightened it. I must have been feeling strong that day. Man, can't seem to get it off. Let's try this one. Maybe that's what I used. Yeah, that must be what I used. Golly. Ridiculous, Jason. It does not need to be that tight. Channel lock's doing a trick, destroying the filter, but it's coming off. Man, I ain't never had that much trouble. Got it. There goes the oil everywhere. Get rid of this one. Gotta stop the bleeding. Put some oil in here. A little bit around here. All right, let's see if we can get this out of here. That should be tight enough. All right. Before I forget, I'll replace that. That's done. All right, all we got left is to put the oil back in the engine. I'm gonna clean this dipstick off. It's pretty nasty. It's better than it was. All right, we want to make sure this funnel is clean. All right. Let's see how you in frame. Yep. Let's put this hole in here now. One quart in. I'm not gonna pour all of this one in because I think it's like a little less than 2 quarts that's supposed to go in here. So I got 1 extra quart left over in the kit, so that's pretty neat in case I need to add any. And probably go ahead and start all the engines and let them run a little bit. And then I'll check the dipstick afterwards.
Minutes later.
So I went ahead, I checked all the levels on the dipsticks. They're all at the full level. So we're good. I'll probably check them again before I use them. But stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a hydro service on each one of these mowers here. Probably going to do an individual video for each one. I usually do that every year. So y'all stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all later.